So, Chef Mike, what are you up to these days?
So I work for a global ingredient supplier as an R&D chef, and I help open their first global culinary kitchen here in Chicago. We're actually based out of the Hatchery here in Chicago. I don't know if you're familiar
Okay.
with that building, but basically
Is that
I
where all the
am
chickens come from?
no, not that type of hatchery. It is a food incubator for local
Oh.
businesses, entrepreneurs. There's about 40 kitchen spots in here, not only big companies like us, but local caterers, mom and pop, the pickle guy, all kinds of fun stuff goes on in this building. But basically, I either make cool things with my company's ingredients that they sell, or I work with customers on issues they're having. So their barbecue sauce shelf life is not getting where they need to. What can you do, Chef? I
Hmm.
got you could either add this, do that, do that. Our bakery good is staling too quick and it gets dry. So I just have a bunch of fun time in the kitchen.
Do you work with any ingredients like sugar-free additives and stuff like that? That's something I want to develop for Deuce's Wild is a sugar-free barbecue sauce. Do you have any experience with that stuff?
All of them. Actually, at this year's IFT, I am serving a plant-based meatball, which we
Oh
developed,
boy.
and a competition-style barbecue sauce utilizing a reduced sugar formula.
Really?
As well as, when you remove a lot of that sugar, the viscosity somewhat changes. So we've got some hydrocolloid systems to bring that viscosity back.
Mm.
Nice and tacky, like a competition style glazy barbecue sauce
Mm.
there. So yes, and what's funny about I'm very neutral. So not only have I developed, let's say, the all natural, organic, gluten free paleo thing for Whole Foods,
Hmm.
I've developed the cheapest things for Walmart. So
Yeah.
I'm neutral as far as what ingredients do you and your customers want in or out of it. And if you don't like that one, I probably have the alternative if you want to
Maybe
vilify
we
that
need to maybe
ingredient.
talk offline, but just broadly, what are like the natural versions to get to that consistency and that flavor that you're looking for with a sweet barbecue sauce?
I mean, there's allulose, there is stevia, the Reb M type sweeteners, there's monk fruit. A lot of people have been using combinations of those, but the
Hmm.
more modern stevia products, a different Reb version. So there's like Reb A, Reb B, which are different versions of the non-nutritive sweetener, have come such a long way that it is so much closer to sugar. Now,
Really?
if you do remove that sugar, you might want to work on the viscosity. So you could add carrageenan, which is a hot button ingredient because some people think it's bad. Others
Why
know that
isn't
it's
it like an
from
algae or something like that? The
it's yeah,
carrot.
it is basically a
What's
seaweed
wrong with
derivative.
that?
Um, Internet influencers have decided that due to research that they did, they felt it was bad for consumers. That has been debunked over and over again. But once the internet decides a thing, that can very much affect people's perception of it. But we have alternate versions of that as well. We have citrus fibers that could be used to thicken things back up and get the tackiness back. Other kinds of starches, whether it's native, modified, things of
Yeah.
that nature. So we have all kinds of things to solve those issues.
I mean, like you were talking about the Big Mac sauce, people don't understand. Like, if you take, like, I could give you the Sweet Baby Ray's recipe with ketchup and vinegar and stuff like that, but they're not using any of those ingredients on a large scale. They're using tomato paste and concentrates and all this
Yep.
stuff. Like, you can't even, that process from getting it from how I make my competition sauce to take to competitions to getting it from a co-packer in the bottle it's a challenge, and
Yes.
this is like what you work on all the time, and it's
Hmm.
that whole process is very interesting to me. And like the guys in the kitchen here, like they're like, why can't they get it right? I'm like, you guys don't understand what they're
Yeah.
doing here. It takes time, and it takes
Yeah.
little adjustments make big impacts and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
just put it in a bottle and it'll last a whole year, right? You just put it in a bottle, it'll be fine. No, that's not how it works. You got not enough acid, not enough salt. The water activity is too high. Your pH is too low. Like
Yeah.
I consult with a lot of the local entrepreneurs here who want to come up with their
Hmm.
new product, and I understand that's grandma's recipe, but grandma didn't want to mass produce and bottle it and store it for 8 months
Exactly.
in a bottle. So there's other steps you need to deal with.
Again, something maybe I could talk to you offline again, but I want to work on our Alabama sauce. It's a white barbecue sauce. The co-packer does a good job with it, but it slightly discolors and separates slightly after it sits for like 6 months. Is there stuff you can do for a white sauce to keep it whiter? And is there stuff you could do to keep it from some of the vinegar from separating on certain items?
All of the things, yes, and it'll be
Yeah.
up to you to determine how clean label or not clean label, and that's up to your brand, your consumers,
Yeah.
what they like. So titanium dioxide is an ingredient that, if you look that up, very controversial. Other countries are banning it for various reasons, and our industry is coming up with alternatives to titanium dioxide,
What does that do?
as a that will make it very white for a very long time. They use it in mashed potatoes a lot.
Like I was thinking
white
about like
sauce.
ranch salad dressing is as white as possible. Plus, but there's spices, stuff that's green and black and stuff like that, but it never discolors. So that has to be something in there.
Yeah, well, we've got we could take that one offline because we've got some options for you for that, as well as the separation of the vinegar, or the intricacies, if you will. Is it water floating on the top?
It's
That's
on the
technically
bottom, but you know, I always it looks like apple cider vinegar. You know, it's like that color.
Sure,
But I
sure.
noticed like a lot of there's not that many, but like Lily's Q's has that's probably the most prominent white sauce on the market that people have seen. Theirs does the same thing. It gets darker, and I see the stuff on the bottom. It's like the same as how ours is made. But I'm like, we can be better than that. I think. I don't know.
Yep, that's literally my job, to help
Yeah.
you with those issues.
Sweet. Well, we have to talk offline. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Um,
And you're a big enough company that, like, we consult for free. Not that I'm not going to charge you for consulting,
Yeah.
but like there are companies I deal with here in my building that are like upgrading from farmers markets to finally wanting to do it. They're not big enough necessarily to buy ingredients from our company. Sometimes they are, because we'll do like a 50-pound bag of a thing.
Yeah.
But there are companies that don't even like reach that level, where you guys are well established. You do sell a lot, and I'm price competitive. So, I'm hyping it up already.
Now, so this is a good conversation. This turned into a personal consulting call.
Yes.
We're looking to get to a bigger co-packer. Is there people that you could recommend that I go to? Like, do you deal with that side of things?
Personally, like, I know of them and can just like, hey, because my company is basically a broker. We don't manufacture any of the ingredients. We sell.
You
on
sell
behalf.
ingredients to co-packers? Is that what you
Yes,
do?
correct.
Okay.
Co-packers, co-manufacturers, directly to customers like you. But we sell. We have hundreds upon hundreds of ingredients that we sell on behalf of other companies, whether it's
I see.
Cargill. We sell a variety of their ingredients. Kerry ingredients. I think they own Red Arrow. So I think we remember seeing the Red Arrow competition team out on the circuit a little bit.
Okay.
They're like smoke flavors and things of that nature. So we don't necessarily manufacture anything, but we would help support you with your formula, what ingredients you need. Maybe that co-manufacturer is purchasing something from us already, so they would probably want you to use this ingredient. So we can certainly, give some recommendations there.
That's very, very cool.